All right, folks. All right, we're going to talk about another old bullet. This one's not American. This one's Russian. And this one's actually still in service to this day. And it dates back to 1891. That's the 7.62 by 54 rimmed. The 7.62 by 54 millimeter rimmed. Now, because it's been in service so long and has been used in every country that saw Soviet influence, there are so many military loadings for this cartridge, it's not even funny. But, I mean, what do you expect? I mean, it's been in continuous military service for 109 plus 20, 131 years. So, I mean, it's been doing the job for a minute, right? So we're going to talk about a couple, all right? There are armor-piercing loads. There's tracer loads. There's armor-piercing. Incendiary. There's incendiary bullets for use in aircraft. There's machine gun rounds. There's rifle rounds. There's sniper rounds. There's sniper rounds with greater penetration. 7.62 by 54 is probably one of the most loaded, probably the military cartridge with the most variety of loadings available that isn't getting up into the 50 caliber range. So, a couple we're going to talk about. Number one, the 147 grain light ball. Now, granted, there was some round nose stuff in the early days, but we're going to kind of talk about what's more modern with it. Typically, with a light ball at a 7.62 by 54, you're looking at performance roughly on par with a 30-06. So you're talking about a 150 grain bullet at roughly 28.50. All right. Light ball is the profile that most of your ammunition is going to follow until you start getting into the heavy stuff, which obviously meant for machine guns. So if you've got an old Maxim or a Degtyarev or a PKM or something like that, or a Goryunov, maybe. But I wouldn't want to shoot it in a rifle. The Russians specifically warned their troops about doing that and actually painted the cartridge with a yellow tip to kind of give them a reminder. That you're looking at a 180 grain bullet at anywhere at around 2,600. So it's not quite as energetic as the 150 grain stuff, but it's a heavier bullet. I mean, it's 20% heavier, so it's going to do a significant amount of damage there, and mostly it was to give more resistance for the recoil-operated Maxim machine gun to cooperate, right? But the real interesting stuff gets when you talk about the sniper ammunition. The original sniper cartridge for the 7N1 was, of course, light ball, but the first purpose-built one was called the 7N1, and it's designed by the same guy who designed the 7N6, the so-called, what the Afghanis called the poison bullet out of the AK-74. And it's very similarly inside. It's a 150 grain bullet, well, 152. But you cut it open and you're going to see an air pocket at the front, followed by a steel penetrator with a lead knocker behind that. Very, very similar to what you'll see in a 5.45 round. The Russians have updated that. They're on now the 7N14, which I've never seen the inside of one, so I couldn't tell you exactly what it does different, but it is meant to provide greater lethality after penetrating soft body armor or conventional body armor. So 7.62 by 54 is still a good choice.